Came here to take over the game. Yeah. Still. You know what's going on? Yeah. It's still politics as usual. Life looking beautiful. Talking real heavy, more heavy than the usual. Shook the whole world up, and type of motion new to you. So it's just a throwback. Losing, we don't know that. Only give them our facts. That's exact what y'all lack. Always show the people love, so they show us love back. Yeah. And Ben Worthy like 42 on the Lakers.
You're welcome and good evening. And once again, it's on. We're back with another one. I believe this is episode Deuce 22. Who would have thought? This is your favorite basketball podcast. We are the Politics as Usual podcast where we cover everything NBA related, and we'll throw in some sneaker talk. I got my man Pots and Pans with a John Blaze hat on today. That's the same jersey he had on when he played for the 7th grade team for South Brandi in 1996. He still can fit it. I got Adam Carter with me. What's going on, man?
What's up, good brother? We representing for the home team tonight. So
yes,
shout out to Coatesville.
I love it. I got to get
representing, brother.
Merch. Yeah, man. Get a little different show tonight before we get into that. I am, as you can see, I'm Casanova Grove. I was listening to Tina Marie today. She said, "Put that up," so that's what I did. And we make sure you follow us at Politics as Usual Talk on all your social media platforms. And I'm glad tonight we got a guest coming. We got Coach Marty Eggleston, Coachville legend.
Yes, sir.
He's going to be joining us tonight as an analyst, talking about all that he does out in Cleveland with his basketball expertise. And if you follow him on Instagram, he knows all the celebrities, Dr. J and all of them. So we're going to talk about all that. But before we get to him, we got some topics to get to. Little hot topics in the league, some congratulations and all kind of stuff. So what we doing tonight, Mr. Carter?
Rapid fire tonight. More fire. So blessings. We're going to start it off with for the ladies.
Yes.
Shout out to Dawn Staley. We just going to call this segment Dawn Staley, the GOAT, Jack.
Man, oh man.
Dawn Staley got that championship over Iowa, 87-75 the other day, Jack, to capture this year's women's NCAA championship, brother.
What a run for Dawn Staley. And man, it's been so exciting watching the women's game, man. The crowds, everybody's talking about it. The buzz is great. And Dawn Staley has become a GOAT coach right underneath our noses, man. I remember matter of fact, Flat reminded me of that when she was at
Temple.
Tenell Jackson at Temple with Christina Hamilton, our very own. Right there, got her start there. Now she is running a program. She is right up there with Gino of UConn, Pat Summit. The coach, I forget her name. She just graduated. She just retired from Stanford. Those college coaches, Dawn Staley, Philly's own, man. She's Hall of Fame.
North Philly.
The real North Philly.
Yeah.
North, not North, Norf. That's the one she's from. So just excited to see that, man. And
incredible undefeated season to capture the championship. On top of that, Jack, incredible for women's basketball, Jack. Shout out to Caitlin Clark, who put on for women's college basketball. The women's tournament run was slightly more exciting than the men's. I mean, I'm excited to see what Dawn Staley and them girls are going to do in South Kakalaki next year.
Man. Listen, man, the recruiting, who doesn't want to go to South Carolina to play with her after this? And I must be honest, when it comes to the men, I know UConn won. The most exciting part was seeing Rip at the beginning. And hey, of course, Chuck and Kenny and Ernie and Clark Kellogg. I didn't know a lot of those. I know Edie because of the tournament. I wasn't watching. I was watching my girl Juju, who's my favorite basketball player right now. So the girls of the women really got me. But shout out to Dawn Staley for getting that win. Shout out to UConn.
Yes, sir.
For winning, building a dynasty itself. Get in that GOAT conversation.
Yeah, 6 championships since 1999. Got that first championship with Coatesville's own Richard Rip Hamilton. So they got one in 99, 2004, 2011, 2014, 2023, and 2024. Back to back, Jack. So shout out to the UConn Huskies.
Yeah, man. Here's what's crazy. I saw they have more championships than other programs such as like Kansas and like programs you think are so big.
Right.
UConn is like right behind the UCLAs of the world. They are right there, man. And listen, 3 different coaches.
Right.
Who was Rip's coach?
Calhoun.
Ali got one.
Yes.
Now we got Hurley. Man, what a transition. And that's probably unheard of. 3 different coaches having 3 different reigns of dominance in college basketball. So yeah, shout out to you.
And something that's special for us as Coatesville kids, 2 of those championships came with 2 of our very own Richard Rip Hamilton and Shaman Tools on the team. Yeah. So we would be remiss.
I raised them.
Him and everybody else, brother.
I did raise Shaman, that's for sure.
Yeah, so shout out to those guys, man. So UConn, man, that's big, man. Building a dynasty out there in Connecticut, Jack. So like we said, rapid fire. So let's move on, Jack. Yes. So tough news out there in Milwaukee, Jack. Scary night with Giannis getting injured. He avoided an Achilles.
Thank God.
Injury and a win overnight the other night over the Boston Celtics. Put a whipping on Boston that night.
And he getting whipped right now.
Hardy.
Well, what is going on? Jeez.
Yeah, but scary for them, man. So he's out for the remainder of the season. They got 2 games against the Thunder and the Magic. He'll be out for both of those, Jack.
And I remember, when I saw it, I was like, wow. And those non-contact Jones always are very scary. But I remember when they won the finals and he messed his knee up and hyperextended that, I thought he was done. And he was right back in the finals, and it looked like it made him better. So if anybody could come back from this, whatever this calf strain is, Solaris, they was bringing out the technical words. I was like, yikes. But
hurt leg.
Yeah.
Bum leg.
You know what Shaq said? Get some man up, get some icy hot.
Get some icy hot. Answer for everything. But the thing is, though, Jack, the last couple of years, he's been getting these injuries around this time, man. Milwaukee's kind of put all their eggs in this basket to win now, Jack. So is he going to come back healthy is the big question. And if he doesn't, what does this mean for the Milwaukee Bucks playoff hopes?
If he doesn't come back fast, if he doesn't come back healthy and they get put out all the eggs you talking about they put in that basket, they're going to fire Doc Rivers and fry them eggs and get a whole new
make some fried egg sandwiches,
grits, something.
Eggs.
I'm like, if Doc Rivers coming, this don't work out. He hurt, Yo, man, talk about karma for Griffin. Gee whiz, man.
Listen, he's probably making phone calls right now. You got a seat for me?
You know that? Seat, right back on ESPN like nothing happened. And what would be crazy, somebody said today, what would happen if they play the Sixers? Sixers get the 7th seed, they're the 2 seed, and Doc Rivers got to come back. That would be insane, man.
Great. That's very possible, Jack, because as of today, the Bucks are in the second seed in the East. So the Sixers are fighting for that 7th spot. They got a couple games left, Jack. You never know what's going to happen. That playoff picture is crazy. If he loses to his old team, Doc Rivers is out of there, Jack.
And it's amazing because he it's working the opposite for the Sixers. Our guys coming back trying to get in shape. Their guys hurt and going to be sitting out. And the Sixers. Great segue. The Sixers.
Great. Look at you. Look, hey, Briz. He's becoming the new segue king. Shout out to the Sixers getting hot. Bring them in, Jack.
Getting hot. It's getting hot in here. Yeah. Yeah, man. I was like,
getting hot at the right time, Jack.
Man, because it's been Embiid, man. It's been tough, man.
Right.
Seeing Maxey be and see when you see Maxey with Buddy Hield, Batum, and Embiid and Oubre. Man,
I like Oubre's game. I like Oubre's
They better sign that boy next year. They got to give him the money. he fits perfectly with that team. So, man,
yeah.
nobody wants to see the Sixers in that East.
You would have to say that right now the Sixers are probably with this on a 6-game winning streak. They're the hottest team in the NBA right now because with that seed tells nothing of how good of a team they are. No. Because with those injuries, they fell back a couple spots, and everybody's only a game or two between each other.
Yes.
So that 8th seed, 7th seed is it doesn't tell the whole picture of what this season is really like for the 76ers. So since Embiid has been back, Jack, he has averaged 30 points per game. I mean, he's averaging 30, 8.3 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and almost 2 blocks. And this is at probably 70%, Jack.
Jeez. And, man, it's so, they were right behind Boston when he got injured at the TC, probably like 2 or 3 games behind. Yeah, but so they took a little dive as expected. But he's back, and they're the most dangerous team in the East. A healthy Embiid at the right time with Maxey, who brings a different dynamic than Harden does. Maxey's blowing right by people.
He is exciting to watch, and they share the ball. And the difference between last year's team and this year's team is it seems like anyway that they enjoy playing with each other, Jack. They're having fun. Embiid is out there. He looks happy. He looks pretty close to healthy, Jack. He looks maybe a little bit more than 70%, maybe 80 or 85.
Yeah.
So
looks a little slimmer too.
Yeah. So you figure come in a couple weeks, Jack, he's gonna be good to go, Jack.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. So yeah, man. Listen, no rapid fire. We did it in good time.
So listen, Jack. So we gonna move on from one great big man and then
move
on to Coatesville's own big
legendary.
Man. Bring him in, Jack.
Yes. Listen. We are so grateful and honored to have Coach Marty Eggleston with us today, legendary Coatesville basketball player. I'm going to read some highlights from his bio because we're real formal around here.
Yes, sir.
He was a high school and collegiate All-American, 3-time Hall of Famer. He went to Kutztown and played 11 years of pro ball all over the country, all over the world, including Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Poland, and Uruguay. He can't even speak none of those languages, but he was over there. And now he's in Ohio coaching and consulting, but more importantly, he knows all the NBA people I want to know. I was in Las Vegas doing something with Kevin Hart, and he was running Summer League, told me I'd come over because he can get me into this party and get me in this. I was like, yo, we got to link up. And he's have great connections with the Hall of Fame, which you're going to talk about in our conversation. So we're so excited to have Marty Eggleston with us tonight. What's up, my man? There you go.
All right.
How you doing, good brother?
Man, I'm glad to be here, man. I don't know how to act. Look at me invited to the party. What can I say?
Glad we can work this out. What are you on Central Standard Time, right?
No, I'm on East Coast time. I'm on the fringes.
Yeah, man. We gonna just throw a couple questions about what you're doing now. But tell me, how do you go from all over the world from Coatesville and now you're in Cleveland? Tell me what's going on in the Cleveland area.
Let me tell you, my motto, simply put, basketball is a vehicle, it's not a destination. So that's what's taken me, all over the world. I had a chance to learn that the hard way. When I was a young boy in Coatesville, I thought I was going to play forever. When you're young and made out of rubber and jelly beans, you can jump around, no stretching, no any of that. But as you get older, you learn and you mature. So I learned that basketball can take you anywhere you want to go. So here I am. I'm actually in Lorain County. I'm about 20 miles west of Cleveland. I've been here about 12 years, going on 12 years. Man.
Wow, man. Now, any coaching out there? Any teaching some drop steps? What are you teaching out there? Now you got to teach 7-footers how to shoot threes now.
Man, the things they used to yell at me about back in the day. I'm the head coach here at Lorain County Community College. I've been here for 12 years. I've had a chance to bring, about three championships to the region. The only 3 in school history. You can see over my shoulder right here. You know, my graduates right there behind me. His number says 34, but right now I'm at 37 graduates. I'm glad to say. You know, adjunct professor, just trying to learn as I go along. You know, I'm old school, so I've been trying to learn new ways. You know, they say you can't teach an old dog new trick, but I'm gonna tell you, yes, you can. So I'm glad to have learned some new tricks.
Man.
So I use basketball to help me stay relevant with the new generation. You know, as an old guy, man, I tell you, being able to be in this environment and teach these young fellas is just amazing to me. If I didn't have basketball to keep me in their lives, they probably wouldn't have any reason to talk to an old guy like me.
Hey, Coach, what's more rewarding for you? Is it more rewarding for the accolades as a player or a coach?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I never really put a lot of thought into the accolades. It's really about the legacy for me. It's about what I leave behind. I'm learning that. It's really about what I leave behind. You know, my goal is to make sure that these young guys make it, you know, the best way they can. You know, in you know, back in the old days in Coatesville, it's crazy saying that. You know, there really wasn't anybody who had gone before me that had gone to the pro level and was able to come back and teach me. You know, I didn't have a Ricky Hicks, you know, type to guide me along. You know, my cousin Skug wasn't as deep into coaching when I was in high school as he wound up being. And so we were all learning because we were all still kind of young at that time, trying to figure it out as we went along. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I'm glad that Coatesville kind of got the formula together, started getting it right. And, you know, I just want to make Coatesville proud.
Yeah, man, definitely. You're a part of building that whole foundation for the program. That's for sure.
Man, it would have been better if I knew what I was doing. Can you imagine if I had any idea what I was doing? Man? You know, I was copying. You know, I was just doing, you know, those things that I saw, you know, guys like Deke Hicks do, and you know, and Anthony Hogarth and Putt Jones, you know, those guys. I just copied what they did. You know, I was on a team full of guards. So here I am, you know, 6'10" in high school, and they really didn't know much about teaching a big man how to play. And I was always pretty athletic, but, you know, played every sport except really basketball. So I just copied what they did. So if they made a move, I made the move, and I developed those skills kind of accidentally. And in doing that, you know, it helped me later on in my career. So being able to shoot the ball, being able to handle the ball, and it got me in a little bit of trouble too. You know, in the 80s, if you pull up for 3, 2 dribbles over half court, that could be problematic in the 80s.
I can imagine.
Even if you lace it, it's still a problem.
You might have to sit down for a little bit.
Right. But now it's a part of the formula. Now it's a part of the formula for, you know, for these guys. And so, you know, I love to see that. And, you know, it's just been exciting, you know, that the game has given me opportunities that I would not have had on my, you know, left to my own devices. So I'm grateful for that.
Crazy. You named all the players you play with. It's no wonder. I don't know how you got a shot in with all those gunners you played with. Goodness
gracious. Let me tell you something.
Well, you know, Skip ain't never seen a shot he didn't like.
Man, so I was like,
if Hogarth ain't never seen a shot he didn't like.
Listen, you don't understand that I was not the first option in the offense. Listen, I'm on the court with Anthony Hogarth. I'm on the court with Putt Jones. I'm on the court with Jody McMillan. You know what I mean? So trust me.
Yes.
Why you think I averaged 19 rebounds? Because when they missed, I was like, that's how I got my buckets.
Find a way.
Know? 1,000 rebounds in his career high. That's a crazy number, man.
They were throwing, you know, they threw me lobs, you know, and it was funny. In high school, I averaged a triple-double, and I didn't know what a triple-double was. Wow. You know, my senior year, you know, that's how young I was in the game and immature I was in the game. You know, people don't realize that I didn't start playing basketball till, you know, like 9th grade. So, yeah, I didn't, you know, they had me on the team in North Brandywine in 8th grade, but I would go in and tip the ball to our team, and the first dead ball, they'd take me out to the next jump ball. And so there wasn't really anybody teaching me. And then, you know, ninth grade, I still remember Rich Saylor, you know, taking a basketball and shoving it in my stomach at like 8 in the morning. It was like, bring this back to me at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And when I came back that afternoon, it was, you know, intramurals after school. And I ain't never seen nothing like it. And, you know, ninth grade back then at Scott, you know, all the junior highs merged. So I'm seeing all these guys who I had never seen before. That's where I met the Deeks and the Hogues and the Putts of the world who just basically, you know, taught me how to play the game. Wow, you know, Butch Hills was my hero. You know, when I was in ninth grade, Butch Hills was the best basketball player I knew in person. And so, and he wound up later on becoming my roommate and my teammate in college. So, you know, I was on cloud 9, man, just learning from legends.
Jeez, man, that's some great history there, man. But let me ask you this: tell me, in your later years, you're being a celebrity, you're the plug, the NBA plug.
Not at all.
Diamond in the back ball. Tell me, man, how have those relationships over the years with you playing pro ball really got you into the place, man, where you're at the Hall of Fame every year and that summer league and on the scene, really still being a part of the game in all kind of different ways?
Well, it's funny. You know, I'm far from the plug, but, you know, what I've learned is to just, man, to give back. I'm giving back to the game, you know, just your presence and being able to you know, stay connected with your peers. I mean, people forget that, you know, I came in, you know, right at the beginnings of like the Jordan era. So my rookie year, you know, guys who were dominating the league were guys like, you know, Spud Webb and Dominique Wilkins and you know, and MJ and Charles, and those guys were the guys that I learned from. You know, and you know, I caught elbows in the mouth from a couple of those guys in games and practices and scrimmages and summer leagues, and so I learned how to play the game from guys like that, and so I'm always indebted to them. You know, I love, you know, what they offered me, what they taught me. You know, guys, I had a chance to play with George Gervin. I mean, when I was in the CBA, you know, I was a 21-year-old rookie, and George Gervin was, you know, working his way back to the NBA at 38.
Wow.
And
George
he and
Gervin.
I talked, we talk every single day, and never once did we ever talk about basketball. All he talked to me about was life and how to be a man and how to mature myself and, you know, how to stay out of trouble. And you know, he taught me a lot. Young fella, don't make the mistakes I made. And if I would have had that, you know, 10 years before, you know, who knows, things may have been different. However, you know, I have no complaints about what I'm doing now, being able to, you know, I go to enshrinement every year for the last few years because I want to expose, for example, my son to things like that. And honestly, I want to go and I want to see, you know, my friends from back in the day who I don't get to see nowadays. You know, back in the day, we would see each other at games and arenas and all kinds of things. And now that we're older, we're grandfathers, I get to go and see these guys once a year, break bread, you know, tell stories, chop it up, you know, and it's funny because I took my son and he got a chance to talk with Doc Rivers. And my rookie year, the first NBA team I went to was the Hawks. And so Doc was the point guard on that team. And Doc's telling my son stories about me at practice and, you know, and you know, how he used to get on my case and things like that. And then we moved forward and he talked to, you know, to Gary Payton and Chris Webber and all these guys who took the time, you know, sorry about that. I got this automatic light in here.
You need to clap.
I'm in my office. I know it should. I don't know if this clapper thing works or not. But you know, I'll make that quick. But these guys took time with my son. You know, they took time to talk to him. They took time to answer his questions. And I just thought that was incredible. And so I constantly want to give back. So I go, you know, you know, you asked me about the Diamond basketball. It was kind of a gift to myself. We had the NBA All-Star Weekend here, the 75th celebration of the top 75 players, and that game, that weekend, just happened to fall on the same weekend as my father's 87th birthday. So it was a no-brainer. I had to go to the birthday party. So it was a no-brainer. You know, I told Rashad I wasn't going to tell this story. I won't throw my mom too far under the bus, but I love my mom. She's amazing, and you know, she had planned a surprise party for my dad, and you know, my dad's turning 87, and my mom was like, you know, I know you got that little basketball thing out there in Cleveland to go to, so you can go ahead on to that. So in my mind, I'm like, that little basketball thing. Right. But you know, that was my mom's way of saying, boy, you better get over here. So
you better not have missed that party.
But and so as a gift to myself, you know, I acquired the 75th and one of the 75th anniversary basketballs, you know, just as an homage to the game. You know, really, it was just something that I thought would be amazing, and I should have, if I would have thought ahead of time, I'd have brought it with me and kind of been able to show it to you. But maybe that we can do that on a part 2.
Most definitely.
But you know, it's just fun to be able to reminisce and talk about the way things were, and the, you know, that word Ustica. You know, we used to play. We used to jump, we used to dunk, but just seeing now, guys, how we're family men, and this year's going to be exciting. This year's enshrinement, I'll definitely be there.
Adam,
you know,
trying to get him to help us get in there.
Man, we talking about Chauncey Billups. We talking about Vince Carter. I mean, what can you say? Jerry West is going in for a third time with his contributions to the league. Come on, Michael Cooper. Are you kidding me? Well, you know, and these are guys who I, you know, who I watched as a young ball player, you know, and some guys who I've played with, you know, I was fortunate enough I met Charles Barkley when I was in 11th grade. So
who's our hero, by the way,
right?
Coach.
So let me tell you something. He's my hero, and I'm glad to call him Big Brother. You know, I was in 11th grade when Chuck was a rookie. He weighed 100 pounds more than I did. He was like 285, and I was like 185.
285. That
you
fast.
7 inches taller than him.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy, right? So back then is when it's crazy with this light off, right?
I'm about to say, Coach, if you want to turn the light on, we will wait for you. Trust me, we're not kicking you out.
Give me 2 seconds. All I got to do is stand up.
We are not kicking you out, Coach.
I was like, yo, what happened to the I thought it was
you know what it is there's a motion detector in here, and if you sit still for 20 minutes after a certain time, it just shuts off. It's like an energy.
You just have to start talking with your hands.
Yeah,
Coach. Start talking with your hands.
Right. Well, I was trying to wave to get the thing to notice me, but it didn't.
It didn't notice.
But but anyway, like I said, back then, you know, the NBA teams didn't have their own facilities. They all practiced at colleges, right? And so the Sixers would practice at St. Joe's right after my AAU practice. So our AAU team would practice at St. Joe's, and then I would go and hide in the locker room and wait until everybody got their shower, and then I would stroll out slowly and then go upstairs in the stands at St. Joe's and just sit there and watch, and then the Sixers would come in and practice. And so I did that, you know, for basically a whole summer, you know, while they're working out. And so one day I'm just thinking that I'm unnoticed, right? And the coach is like, hey, Marty, we need someone, get down here. And I'm like, whoa, the coach knows my name? So Billy Cunningham is like, get down here.
Legend.
So he literally called me over, and they needed somebody, so they threw me in so they'd have 10. And that's how I met Charles Barkley. I had to guard him. I walked out on the floor, and that's how we met. And we, you know, we've been cool ever since. He's always just been a great guy. You know, he says he's not a role model. I think we should believe him. You know, when someone tells you who they are,
Right.
you know, he's a regular guy, you know, just living his life, but he is a great example. You know, he's much more kind and generous than people know.
I can imagine.
He's not one of those types of people that just goes around, you know, flaunting whatever it is. He's just a real guy. And I love that about him. You know, he's always been kind to me. And so just I've been able to just meet guys and play with guys over the years like that. So I could go down the list, but I'm just a lucky person. That's all it is. I'm fortunate. I'm blessed. I won't say lucky. I'm blessed to have been born in an era where I've been able to come across these guys. And what a lot of people don't understand is basketball is a small community, especially at the pro level. And if you don't know someone directly, you're literally one person removed.
Yeah.
You know, like behind me, you see a bunch of pictures I get on the wall, like, you know, guys like Chuck, and, you know, I met Dr. J as a kid, you know. When I was at basketball camp in Coatesville, Dr. J was a guest speaker at our camp. And I begged Doc for his shoes. And you know,
the
Doc
heart that took.
I begged. I think I was 9th grade going to 10th grade, something like that. And I begged him. I was like, Doc, please, can I have them? He's like, no, he's like, young fella, you can't wear these. What size you wear? And at that time I wore a 13. And he was like, well, these 15. You can't do nothing with these. And so he didn't give them to me, you know. So after camp was over, Ross Kershey pulls me into the equipment room, and he pulls out these shoes, and he's like, Doc left these for you. And what it was is he didn't want to give them to me in front of all the other kids. And so he left his shoes for me. I tried them shoes on every week for like 2 years. And my very first varsity game at Coatesville, I wore Doc's shoes. They were like two sizes too big, and I stuffed newspaper in them, and I played my first varsity season in Doc's shoes.
And Dr. J's shoes.
Yep. And I sent you a picture of it, Rashad. You have a picture of it, and I even wrote the little story out. It's in the little thing I sent you. But that was amazing for me, and nobody knew that they were Doc's shoes. You know what I mean? Except me. And I stuffed newspaper in the front of the shoes, and I played my first season. I put up 500 points as an 11th grader in Coatesville in Doc's shoes. And it was just amazing. You know, it was amazing for me. And, you know, it was cool that 2 years ago at enshrinement, I was able to talk to Doc with my son in tow about that story, you know, and share that story. And, you know, it was just great for him to, you know, remember that moment and share with my son. You know, that's really, you know, and now, you know, I'm able to bless other guys. So I had, you know, I got a chance to meet with Taco Fall. I came across Taco Fall. You know, he was friends with some my children, my daughters. And, you know, and Taco wears a size. Well, Taco wear deuces. Okay, he's a size. Listen, look, here you go right here. So these are Tacos. This is a size.
Can't even
22.
fit the whole sneaker in the
22.
This is a size 22. I don't even know if I can show you the thing.
That's the Laniers. They're the Bob Laniers.
Yeah, this is a size 22. This is my man Taco right here. And so
7'6". He was 7'6".
He's a legit 7'6", 7'7", and he had some difficulty getting shoes in college. And so, you know, I run a program called You've Got Some Big Shoes to Fill. And what I specialize in is finding, you know, large size shoes for young kids. You know, I used to get calls all the time, you know, oh, my son is 12 and he wears a size 14, you know, can you help me? And so I put a lot of energy into that. And so I just kind of found the link in getting large shoes. I wear a 16, and I thought that was big until I put one of these bad boys on. But the cool thing is I sent Taco a couple pair of shoes. If you go back and you look at his debut game against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, the custom shoes that he's wearing were a gift from me. And it was a blessing to me that when I gave him those shoes, he was like, I'm gonna wear these my first game. And I'm like, man, that's just a dope idea. Now he's signed with Puma, so he don't need me anymore. But he's living life. We just talked just a couple nights ago. He's back from China. So I just try to stay connected. The basketball is the easiest thing we're doing here. It's about the life. It's about connecting. It's about, the social equity piece. It's about, sharing heart to heart. I mean, we're all men with families and, mothers and fathers and children and in my instances, grandchildren. And so, the game, as I said, is a vehicle. It's not a destination. And as a vehicle, it brings us all together. I mean, think about this. We got basketball here now. You guys wouldn't have nothing to talk to me about if it wasn't for, if it wasn't for me breaking backboards.
Yo, but Coach, we thank you so much for chatting with us. But before I let you go, I gotta ask you this. You're in Cleveland.
Okay, absolutely.
Tell me about how are you viewing the playoffs from looking at their team and the potential with Spider Mitchell's my guy. I love him. So I saw you at a game recently. Yeah, and you had some great seats, if I may add.
And I will be at the game tomorrow night against the Pacers.
Oh, listen, that's a big game right there. That's a big game.
So I missed last night. I don't know what I was doing. I think I fell asleep, but I had homework or something. But yeah, I'll be at the game tomorrow night. They play the Pacers tomorrow night, and they are a great young team, man. One of the things that I like about them is they like playing together. They're unselfish. Their ball movement is crazy, and their coach, Coach Biggerstaff, his father taught me the game. And so watching these guys, it's enjoyable. The fact that they're unselfish, they're all elite. Even the guys that you say are sitting at the end of the bench and, oh man, he's a bum. He's at the end of the bench. Are you kidding me? He's one of the top 400 players in the world. 400 plus players in the world. And these guys are elite and they're fun to watch. So I believe that they're a team to be on the lookout for, where are they at? They're 47 and something like that, 47 and 33, something like that. Yep. So coming out of the East, they're one of those teams with a high 40s win mark. They're a team to be reckoned with.
Who do you got picked for your final teams, Coach? Who do you see ending it in June?
Well, it's funny because I wrote a couple things down here. Out west, the Mavericks, they're rolling, and a team that's sleeping. That people sleep on are the Clippers. They're doing their thing right now out in the West, because everybody's paying so much attention to what they think LeBron is going to do. They're paying attention to those teams. Then in the East, the Bucks, we're rolling, and hopefully Giannis gets back. If he gets back in action, I think they're going to be a tough team. And then you got the Celtics, who are just running through teams right now with 60 wins, yes. 60 plus. So it's pretty evenly matched, and this playoff thing, play-in tourney, is kind of cool to watch.
I love it, man.
Excited. I love it. Yeah, I'm excited.
Coach, man, we thank you so much.
Man, I'm glad you had me here. Listening to me ramble on and on and on. But I love the game.
No, Coach, you got to come back, Coach. You got to come back.
Part two.
Absolutely, I love the game. I love what it's allowed me to do. The experiences. I sent you an email with a ton of pictures and stuff, and I'm just grateful for every single one of those players who have come before me. Proud of guys like Rip Hamilton, guys like Tootie, those guys who came behind me, who they didn't really, know me. When I was a rookie, Rip was in like 6th or 7th grade. So it was funny because my brother was out South Brandywine with those guys, and he was, they're telling him, "Oh, my brother plays pro ball, my brother plays in the NBA," and nobody believed him because I was so much older than my brother. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like 12, 13 years older than my brother, so it was different. But I just love what the game's offered me. I'm gonna continue to give back. And you guys know the more you give, the more you receive. So I'm gonna keep giving back to the game, and any blessings I can share with everybody, I will, because you can't take it with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Coach.
Salute to you, Coach.
Thank you,
man.
Coach.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me. I want to, just quick shout out. Custom design knickknacks. Check it out on Instagram. Check her out. Custom design knickknacks. Also, Buffy's Bling and Shine. Check her out on Instagram. I owe a debt of gratitude to both of them. And one love to my cousin Tanisa Jones in Coatesville.
Yes.
I can't. That's my girl. That's my cousin. I can't do anything public without just showing her some love and thanking her.
Most definitely.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
So much, Coach.
Listen, Coach dropped some. I didn't expect all that from Coach tonight. That Dr. J story blew my mind.
Yes.
So how about this? How about we just get some shout outs?
Want to go straight to shout outs? Well, I got a wild that's a fact, Jack, for you. I think we got a couple. Briz, we got. Do we got time for a quick that's a fact, Jack? So
go ahead and drop it.
I got something wild, Jack. This is a list that I don't know if people want to be on, but they want to be on, if you know what I mean. I have the top 50 highest paid players who never made an all-star team in front of me. And unfortunately,
I know who's
unfortunately, brother.
I know who's number one. I ain't got to think about that one.
Our guy from the Philadelphia 76ers, Tobias Harris, is number one.
God.
In his career, he's made $211,814,722.
What a blessing.
And has never made an all-star team.
What a God he serves.
What a God he serves.
I need that one.
Unfortunately, brother.
Yeah.
Number 3. Another Sixer. Nicholas Batum.
Oh yeah,
$187 million.
He cashed out for the Jordan signed him.
Yeah,
for that crazy deal.
$838,139 in his career. It has never been an all-star.
Oh, what a life!
I'll give you one more, Jack. You know why I'm gonna give you one more? Because this guy too is a former Sixer. We can't get off. The Sixers can't get off of this list. We don't mind paying people, Jack.
Oh, not the
Thaddeus Young.
Oh, wow.
Thaddeus Young. A lot of people may not remember that.
I sure do.
Thad Young started his career with the Sixers. $140 million. $718,742.52. I don't know if he really made 52 cents, but it sounded
He's
good.
Still playing too. I saw him somewhere, and here's what's funny. That's why Barkley says if he played today, he'd be driving to the game in a spaceship.
All types of money, Jack. All types of money. That is a wild. That's a fact, Jack. Stat of the week, and we had. Did you have for the news segment? We keep teasing it. Should we? Let's go. We got a minute or two. Knock it off, Jack. This new segment is called "Knock It Off."
But that alley that he tried to throw off the backboard in Chicago, one of them was Andre Drummond, and he messed around and almost broke his ankle. That was God's way of saying "knock it off." That might be the craziest Shaq in a fool moment I've ever seen, man. That's all I'm
Chicago was knock it off, Jack.
Coach is back.
He's back.
Oh, he's muted. Unmute, Coach. Unmute.
Let me tell you something. When you said I was getting a little drink there. Andre Drummond with the dunk off the glass. Just ran his teammate over. I just tried
to kill him.
Yeah, knock it off, please.
That's right, Coach. Tell him to knock it off.
Billy Donovan was like, I'm going to go to Kentucky and coach after that.
Oh man,
yo, that's the craziest thing I think I've ever seen in the game, man. I know Shaq gonna talk about that tonight. I know he's gonna talk about that.
Oh man, are you could that I don't know. Does Shaq still do Shaqtin' a Fool? If he does, it's over. That's gonna be number one.
That's gonna be the one. That might be the one for the year.
Hey, listen, Coach. If he doesn't do it, our new segment will take it over. Knock it off.
Knock it off. I'm gonna send you some knock it off. So I'll send you some stuff because you'll be.
Please do. We looking forward to it. Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
yes, sir.
y'all.
And
Thanks
it is that time. Coach, you can stick around for this. Coach, this is the part of the show where we do the shout-outs. Brother, who do you got first? Brother Grove, who you shouting out first? I know who it better be.
We're going to shout out Coach Marty
for
being with us tonight. And definitely, he reminded me tonight we give a shout-out to Miss Jones and the legacy of Coach Hussey, who was such a great role model for us down there for Midget League. Said he coached it for 39 years, man. So RIP to him, man. One of the Giants of Coastville. So shout out to them and their family.
Yes, sir, Jack. And we're keeping these shout outs all Coatesville tonight, Jack. So tonight I got the number 23 on. So I'm going to shout out the big homie Vic Ford, Turk. So Turk the legend. So shout out to Vic Ford. And last but not least, we mentioned him earlier, Coach Hicks. I'm shouting out Coach Hicks, Ricky Hicks tonight. So shout out to the Coatesville lads. It's been a very Coatesville show. I love it. I love it. Coach is representing Coatesville. I'm representing Coatesville. I love. Well, you didn't get the memo, Jack. I'm sorry.
Text me next time.
Next time. Part two.
Yo, but can you tell us something? Say something smart.
You gonna put me on the spot. Coach is the man. That's something smart.
I'll take it.
Appreciate you.
Came here to take over the game. Yeah. Still. You know what's going on. Yeah. It's still politics as usual. Life looking beautiful. Talking real heavy. More heavy than the usual. Shook the whole world up. That type of motion new to you. So is this a throwback? Losing, we don't know that. Only give them our facts. That's exact what y'all lack. Always show the people love so they show us love back. Yeah. And